All right, everybody. It is Daniel Wiafi Fitness with Mr. Mitchell Santiago, and
What's
we are
going
going to talk
on?
about some good stuff today. All right. So, for many of you guys who are following in the group, in the keto diabetic weight loss group, you guys probably have seen Mitch's story. So he is actually losing a ton of weight and getting healthy. He's getting his health in check. And he's actually not on keto, but he's on the carnivore diet. So, I mean, he just went totally T-Rex on us. And I mean, he's having fun. He's eating good stuff and having fun. Is that a proper
Yeah,
introduction to you, Mitchell?
that's it, man. That's it, really. That's it, pretty much to a T. Uh, carnivore. Yeah, it's all meat, but here lately I have had a couple little vegetables, and to be honest, they kind of upset my stomach. So yeah, I'm carnivore, man. I like the meat. That's for sure. It's working.
Awesome. All right, so Mitchell, like, tell us all where you started from, like how much did you weigh, what was your health looking like?
Right.
Were you suffering from type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure?
Yeah.
Like, give us the 411.
Well, so this is kind of like my little story. My wife, she's putting some stuff. Stopped here at the dollar store. She's putting some stuff in the back. So it's kind of about me, man. There's a time in my life where I was pretty healthy. I was. Some people might have said I was very healthy. I owned an MMA gym over in Northeast Alabama. I fought for about 7 years. Went semi-pro. Had a lot of fights. Done fairly well. Had a few losses, quite a few sometimes. Happens.
So
But
remind me not to get into a fight with you.
oh man, hey, look at you, man. You got it. But
I
yeah,
don't mess with people that know MMA.
oh heck, yeah. That's how it is. I'm gonna get back one day, maybe. But but yeah, man. So I was a hard worker my whole life, man. Out of high school, I joined the union, painters union, and I done all industrial painting. My whole family's painters. Like my mom, she owns a painting business now. Her brothers, her father, all the way back, I've been a painter. So in my painting career, as a kid, I painted houses and stuff, but my professional career, I was in industrial painting, sandblasting, spraying big tanks, bridges. I painted all the big bridges in Northeast, the Delaware Memorial, all of them, you name it. I've been to about every nuclear plant in the United States, man. Just that's the type of stuff, that hardcore physical work. That was pretty good shape all through my life. I landed a really good job, and I ended up being general foreman of my first job. And what comes with general foreman is a lot of donuts, a lot of office visits, a lot of sitting, riding around in the truck, And as soon as I stopped really working, started gaining weight. Didn't really know. Yeah, I noticed me gaining weight. I noticed I was getting bigger. I had to buy from a 36 to a 38. Um, 38 start getting tight on me, and nobody would tell me, and not that I really needed somebody to say, hey, dude, you're getting fat, man. You're going to have to do something. But maybe I kind of did need that a little bit. But I never really seen how bad I was out of shape. And so the worst thing that happened was I started running to work, and I ended up landing this other job, and I was superintendent. So I got to be superintendent, and it's a whole lot more donuts and a whole lot more sitting. I'm telling guys what to do only. So I started gaining a little more weight. Well, I gained weight to the point to where when I did have to stand up and walk these big jobs down and do these bids and um, have to be on my feet, man. 2 hours, 3 hours on my feet were hurting. My feet's hurting. I'm at probably about the time I started realizing how bad my feet's hurting. I'm probably 275, kicking 280. Um, just sloppy, unhealthy, and got to where I really just couldn't do my work no more. I was kind of depressed. I was in a depression, had this fallout with a husband and wife that I was working for at the time. It was a small union company, and um, very good money with the work that I was doing. I actually was a ceramic engineer at the time, and we're doing putting these uh, ceramics in these boiler units and whatnot. But anyway, all that to the side, me and them had a fallout, and I just went into this huge bad depression and said I was giving up painting. I was done. Well, my wife's family, her father, her brothers, he's actually on here, Terry, Terry Don Rose. I invited
Yeah.
him on here. He's a good guy, man. Awesome. He's actually um, pretty much carnivore slash keto with me right now. He started about a week after me, and he's getting very good results from this also. Um, but so I started driving a big truck, man, me and my wife. And not only am I driving a big truck now, we run teams. And if you drive a big truck, you're a solo driver, you can park that thing. I keep pulling my shirt up, man, because I've lost so much weight. I have no clothes no more. This thing is, it's just like this would. I could not wear this shirt a month ago, just
Wow.
to be real. Like it was way too tight on me. So like it's probably one of the better fitting shirts I have right now.
Wow. So basically, Mitch, like 1 month ago. So as we
This
record
is
this,
this is
Is
my
March 10th, 2020. So back in February, that was too tight
this
for you.
is exactly. It was too tight for me, man. And I know I'm losing weight really fast.
Do that thing with your shirt again.
It's
Kind of like get up a little bit and
yeah, it's baggy. It's baggy.
it
Very,
is.
very, very,
It
very
is.
baggy. And I mean, you can see this thing just a sagging down, man. Where it's top. I've lost nearly 3 inches off my neck.
Okay.
And so,
So you lost 3 inches off
so
of your
like I
neck,
say,
and how much
yeah.
have you lost in the past 30 days, like weight wise?
the- Okay, so this actually the middle of my week 6. This is the middle of my week 6. Okay, so I've lost. I'm probably about. So I started this. I was 310 pounds when like I said, I'm driving that truck. So I go to the doctor. My doctor weighs me. I'm 300 pounds. So for the past couple times I went to him, he'd been telling me I'm borderline diabetic. I'm gonna have to start picking things up and doing right. But man, something wouldn't click. So my last doctor visit, I went in there. This was on. Uh, like I say, this was exactly 6 weeks ago. So I'm halfway through my 6 weeks. So Sunday, uh, Saturday, 6 weeks ago, Saturday, I went to my doctor. He told me, which I knew, I was 310 pounds. He told me he was going to put me on metformin. I don't remember the milligram he told me he was going to put me on. My A1C was 5.9. I know a lot of people, their A1C is a lot worse than that or whatever. And I had some guys telling me, and I don't know if you remember, but the one guy was saying something about I was crazy for even thinking I was type 2 diabetic or whatever. You kind of booted him. He was trolling. You remember? So that's what made me really like this group, man. Like you don't put up with that, and that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't play.
It's awesome.
I don't play with BS.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, and I kind of get sort of where he was coming from, but yeah, my doctor told me I'm my A1C is 5.9. He said I was borderline, and in his words, borderline, you're still diabetic. It's coming. It's fixing to smack you in the face. I'm kind of country. That's why I said fix it. I'm sorry, but it's going to smack me in the face one day, right? So,
No, you're okay. I spent about 10 years down in Oklahoma. So
okay, there you go. Okay. So, yeah, like I say, man, he tells me he's going to put me on the metformin and this and that. And just like you and everybody else knows, man, that type 2 diabetes is reversible. I know that. I knew that. And maybe in the back of my mind, that's why I was like, next week I'm going to start, next month I'm going to do it next month. Well, I never would commit. And I actually have a very strong will. I fought through drugs, man, in my 20s. I'm gonna get a little real with you, man. In my 20s, I I was on meth. You know, I done meth. I walked that road. I struggled through in and out of different drugs my whole life. I've always had a problem with anxiety, and I was on Xanax for a long time, and I abused Xanax for a long time to the point to where I could eat a script of 1 milligram 90 Xanaxes in a couple weeks, a few days. You know, I mean that's how bad I
Wow.
was. But I'm done, man. I've been done ever since probably my oldest son is about to be 18, and when he was born, that was the end of my drug days, you know. And so I never was a cigarette smoker. Yeah, I fooled around with a little marijuana here and there, and but that's as far as things go. I'm not really a drinker. I don't drink. I will occasionally have some wine or beer or a shot of whiskey or whatever, you know, but I don't get drunk. You know, so I got a pretty strong willpower, I think. And when he told me that he was going to put me on those pills, that it lit a fire under my ass and it was hot. And I don't suggest anybody to do what I did, kind of. I stopped everything immediately. And so week
When
three,
you said when you say you stopped everything, what did you stop?
like I stopped all sugar. Like when I say I stopped sugar, man, I was probably a crackhead for sugar because I drank this is the thing. I drive a big truck. I have a unlimited supply of free soda. And
Okay.
that's literally the truth. Like I get free fountain drinks. And I can go in there and get a free 72-ounce fountain drink every time I stop. And I would
Hmm.
drink a 12 pack of soda in a day, a Pepsi, a Mountain Dew, you name it. That's what I drank. And driving a big truck, I used to not do all that until I started the truck. I started driving that big truck. And when I started driving the big truck, I was probably about 275, 280. Now I'm 310 and I'm a sloppy 310. That's a 310 of losing a lot of muscle. And like so I probably lost a lot of muscle weight, and that 310 from that 275 is a whole nother world. And I know it wasn't a whole lot of weight, but the lost muscle plus the weight, it was a lot on me. And I had no energy. I couldn't breathe. Man, I felt bad, right? And so I changed. And what I mean by I quit everything, I totally in one day went 100% carnivore. That's kind of hard to do. No breads, zero carbs. I was zero carb. I was drinking water and eating beef. My week three. So by the end of my week one, I felt amazing. I was already
Okay.
down by, I say I was probably down, and I know a lot of it was water weight and some inflammation or whatever. And I was probably down almost 15 pounds my first week, 7 days.
Wow.
And by the end of my week two, I was down another close to, uh, add it all together, real close to about 20 inches. I'd lost, or about 20 pounds down, and I've lost at that time about an inch off my neck, probably an inch and a half off my waist, 2 inches off my belly, my chest. I was losing weight. Like I promise, man, this shirt was out like this, man, and I, I couldn't see my feller down there for a while. You know what I mean? My belly blocked him. My belly shaded him out, man. I was bad off, and so um, but my week two, like I said, the end of week two, I felt amazing. I had more energy, a clear head. I know I was 100% in ketosis. I could feel it. I never even had to go test it because everything from everybody told me I went through these horrible headaches and stuff. And I guess that was making that transition. But once I went into ketosis, I knew it. And I know it now. I have more energy. I really don't know what to say about the energy, man. It's almost a drug in its own, kind of, sort of. Way I feel like it, my clear, my clear head. I have no fogginess. Like I don't know what to say, but so week three, I'm gonna talk to you about week three. I scared
Okay.
myself, man. I kind of I went in there. I wasn't feeling right, And so my week 3, like I said, I went into this hardcore. And
When you said
so
you weren't feeling right, how did you feel, Mitch?
I just I was feeling a little dizzy. I'm feeling a little confused, a little just off. Something wasn't right. And I know I was super dehydrated. I
Okay.
wasn't eating enough salts. I know that had a big thing because I everybody said eat more salt, eat more salt. Well, my doctors told me forever, don't add salt to nothing. You got high blood pressure. That's another thing. My blood pressure for years, even taking blood pressure pills, and I've been on blood pressure pills now for about 7 years. Even on my meds, my blood pressure would be high and stroke level for some people. You know, they would say I'd go to a doctor and they're freaking out, giving me clonidine to hurry up, bring my blood pressure down.
What was
But
your what was like an
my
average blood
average,
pressure
an
reading for you?
average, an average, and when I say this, you're probably going to be a little like thinking I might be exaggerating, but I would average around 190s, like 190s over hundreds, like 112, 13. You know, I'm up there,
Wow.
115, and that's pretty much where I'm averaging. And then um,
Wow.
I'm perfect now.
And that was
My
with
blood
that was with medication. So
that
you were
that
like
was with
190 over
medication.
113.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
And
and that
so and so what is your blood pressure now on average?
now I'm a little lower than 120. The last time I checked it
Really?
was one set. Yes, it was 117 over 70, like 76.
Man. And
And now I'm still on my medication.
okay.
So this is what happened. Week 3, I seen my blood pressure was lower. I was kind of dizzy, and I've heard from everybody on these videos and everything, uh, you know, in your first month, you can come off a blood pressure pill or this and that. So I screwed up. I stopped taking one of my pills. I don't know if that's what did it or so and I'm always doing an intermediate fast. It comes natural to me. Like I never eat breakfast anymore, really. I don't eat. I'll eat 2 meals a day. I eat about 4 or 5 scrambled eggs and a big fat juicy ribeye steak is my first meal, and then my second meal of the day I have 2 big old fat ribeye steaks. I mean, that's what I eat. And when I'm out on the road, if I don't have a steak, I normally do, but if I don't, I'll get like a Flying Dutchman from the Five Guys, you know, and it's just they're 100% grass fed, grass finished beef or something, I guess is what they're offering, and never frozen meat, that type stuff. And so I go there, I go to Wendy's and I get the Wendy's, I get the triple decker baconator thing, plain, no bread, no nothing. That's a meal for me, and it
You get it
works.
like wrapped in, oh well, I guess you don't get it wrapped in lettuce because you don't eat
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. I put
vegetables.
the lettuce to the side. So so yeah, man. And so my week 3, I stopped taking the pill, and I did my first and my only 24-hour fast. So I felt amazing. I felt amazing all the way through the fast, and I broke my fast with I had a gallon baggie. I kind of food prep a little with my meat. So I'll just fill a gallon baggie full of steaks and throw it in the cooler, and we're gone 3 days, and that's just what I eat, right? So I broke my fast with like these little round steaks, round eye steaks. Normally I have ribeye, but these were on sale. They were cheap, and I just tried them, and they were actually pretty good. They just didn't have no fat, so I was eating them with butter to get me that fat. There's people I'm seeing on here eating 350 milligrams of animal fat a day and dropping weight like crazy. It's ridiculous what's going on with this. But um, so I broke my fast with these steaks. I probably ate about 3 or 4 of them. I don't know, probably about big as the size of my hand. They were thin, so I ate about 3 or 4 of them, and I had a little hot sauce with them, which I still have a little hot sauce, and I have mustard. You know, a few little things. I do eat a little sweet potato now, but at that time I wasn't. I was pure straight meat. I broke my fast, and immediately after not eating for the 24 hours, as soon as I broke my fast, I felt bad. My stomach was hurting, felt nauseous, just did not feel good. And at that time, me and my wife we were switching over. She was going to take off driving. I was going to go to sleep. So I get in the back of the truck, and a few hours later, I think I might have dozed off, and I woke up and I'm soaking wet. I'm pouring sweat. I checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure's like, what was it, Tanya? Like this is high, man. It was like 260 something over like 180. And when I seen that, I started freaking myself out. I hadn't had anxiety for a few weeks being on this diet. Like my anxiety was gone. And then all of a sudden, boom, it hit me. Now I'm having anxiety. My wife's freaking out a little bit. I'm freaking out. I'm pouring sweat. I'm white. I'm clammy. Feel like I'm going to pass out. And we end up getting home. We're about 6 hours out from home, and I fought it and fought it. She was wanting to take me to the hospital, and I'm just like, just let me calm myself down. I think I'm going to be good. I just let me calm down. Well, we get to a hospital. The hospital really didn't do anything with me, man. They give me a little fluids, told me I was dehydrated. So I don't know if I was dehydrated, and I was dehydrated. You could pull the skin up on my hand, and it would kind of sit there, you
Mhm.
know. And
Yeah, yeah, because a lot of times what happens is because it's kind of a science behind it. Um, y- you were definitely dehydrated, and a lot of times if you don't have enough sodium intake or an overabundance of it, that can like
right.
throw your electrolytes out of
Oh,
whack and whatnot.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, they end up giving me a bag of fluid, and they sent me home. Next day, I felt bad again, and I started taking my pills again. I felt bad again. I go in, and I got lucky, and we went to a hospital in Chattanooga, and the guy was built about like you, and he come in there, and I was like, this dude's healthy, man. He may know this, because the first hospital knew nothing about my diet. When I said I was carnivore, they looked at me like, dude, you need to go eat you some broccoli and you'll be fine, right? Well, that's exactly pretty much what they told me. And they sent me on the way. So I tell this guy, hey, man, you look healthy. And he was a nurse practitioner. He wasn't the doctor, but that's who they sent in there to see me. And he's like, man, I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with you. He said, you got to have some salts, man. You're dehydrated. And he kind of slowed me down and broke it down for me. And I heard some of the stuff that he was saying from other people, but he something about what he was telling me clicked, and he was like, "Listen, man, you can be you can be about 90%." He said, "I'll tell you what I am." He said, "I'm about 90-95% of the carnivore." He said, "And I add in every now and then." He said, "I'm 100% true to my sweet potatoes, man." He said, "I eat 130 milligrams or 130 grams of sweet potato a day, every day. It's just my thing. It's what I do." He said, "There's no true carnivore diet. The whole process of the carnivore diet is the elimination, right? So you eliminate everything out of your diet." And there's another thing, is I suffered from irritable bowel syndrome for years, right? And that's one of the things that people do on this carnivore diet. They start it for acne and for immune system problems, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease. Like, this is like helping people on Crohn's disease, like tons of people. So like, I stayed in the bathroom, man. I eat something, I was going to the bathroom. I eat something, I go to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom once a day now, and I only poo very little, like rabbit poo, man. It does, like everything I'm eating, I'm using. I
yeah.
guess is the difference. I really don't know, but so yeah, man, he breaks things down for me, and I felt good ever since. I went home. Me and my wife, we ended up splitting a sweet potato. And the next day, I don't know, was it the sweet potato maybe I ate that I needed? I don't know. I got my salts right. I ate some more salt. I started getting that. And then I took it's from Advocare. It was Advocare Hydration. And I'll tell you, man, that thing made me feel amazing. So I have me a little electrolytes now, where I wasn't before. And there's some people that say they don't supplement, no electrolytes. They eat pink salt on their meat, and that's it. And then there's some people like that carnivore yogi lady. She is now starting to add in some electrolyte balance, and and she's feeling amazing off of it. And that's what I've started doing. And I think that was what I needed. I had to figure out where my medium was, because my medium's got to be different than someone else's, because I was trying what everybody else was saying, but I still got dehydrated, and I'm smashing waters, case of waters every day and a half or whatever, and so yeah,
So with your meat, Mitchell, were you putting seasoning on your meat?
just salt, just pretty much
Just salt.
salt and pepper. Yeah, just
Okay.
just pink Himalayan salt and pepper.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was doing, but I don't think I was doing enough. I was scared of it. I was
Okay.
scared of it. I had high blood pressure. My doctors, I haven't added salt for years. If you put salt on your cooking, I'd eat your cooking, and I would never put salt on it. But I add salt to everything now. Like I'm adding salt. Yeah,
Gotcha. And
yeah,
that's where that's actually as well where the vegetables and even the sweet potato comes in, because what you're doing with a carnivore diet, it's pretty much keto, because I mean it's high fat and high
yeah.
and medium
Right,
to high protein.
right.
Now with keto, the only thing we're doing is we're adding about 5% or less in carbs. So we're doing about
Yeah,
30
yeah,
carbs, 30 grams of carbs a day. Now we're eating, your green leafy vegetables and whatnot, and what that's doing is it's giving us micronutrients. So
right,
like you got
right.
your macros, from the steaks and the chicken and the eggs
Yeah,
and whatnot, right? But it's the green vegetables and even the sweet potato, which
yeah,
gives you micronutrients,
yeah.
which you need.
Well,
So
see, I've been doing and see, there's like there's so many people that differentiate, right? Like I've watched so many videos where guys say exactly what you said, and that's what I've heard my whole life. But then there's guys like Dr. Barry on YouTube. Do you know who I'm talking about? Dr. Barry? I think his
yeah,
name's
I've heard
Ken
of him
Barry.
before.
Right. So he's hardcore carnivore, and like they eat bone marrow, they eat the liver. They're nose to tail carnivore, right? So that's you're eating collagen or whatever. You eat all the little pieces in the joints and that this is where supposedly all the micronutrients come from it. The livers, the brain, the kidneys, the heart.
The organ meats.
So yeah, the connective tissues and that's the stuff that's kind of hard for me to do right now. Like I'm not a big liver guy, right?
Hey,
Like
hey,
that's
hey,
hard to eat.
hey, you couldn't pay me to eat liver. You couldn't pay me to eat none of that, man.
Yeah. So I've been adding this is like I said, this is so my week. All right, so I did a whole 30 days. 30 days of straight up hardcore carnivore, water meat. And I pretty much only ate beef. I had a little chicken, but the thing is I know you can have all these other meats, but nothing sustains me like 2 ribeyes. Like I can eat 3 ribeyes a day, and this I'm never hungry. Like I never ever have that hangry feel ever at all no more. But I do still get a feeling like I need the fuel or whatever. Different. It's just different now. And so like I can eat a ribeye for breakfast and 2 ribeyes for lunch or 2 ribeyes for supper, and I feel so good. But like if I'm a whole rotisserie chicken from Kroger, and I ate the breast off of it and a couple legs, and then a few hours later I kind of felt a little hungry. Like man, you might need to eat a little more. So I ate some more. Heck, I ate the whole chicken, man, and um, I just I still wanted more. Where if I eat the beef, the fatty ribeye beef, man, I stay where I want to be. And so that's what I like. And that's what I've been doing. And so I love it, man. I really can't say nothing good about it. I've had some, yeah, or nothing bad about it. I've had some really crazy changes, man, that's happened to me. Like,
Okay.
so, like I told you, one of the things was Um, yeah, I've lost a lot of weight. I feel good. I've gained some muscle. I've gained my I used to have tree trunks for calves, man. My legs were always strong and they're coming back. and they're coming back pretty fast. I mean, it's almost crazy how fast my legs are getting so cut right now. And I don't know if it's from the bunch of protein I'm eating. I am working out now. So like I said, I drive an 18 wheeler. And so each tire is a different workout for me when I do my pre-trip. And so I'll jump straight down at my front tire on the driver's side, and I'll do slam out 25 push-ups. Then I go to my next two tires back, and I'm doing standing squats, burpees. Then I lunge from them two tires to the back two tires at the trailer, because that's a pretty big distance. So I'm lunging all the way back. Then I do jumping jacks, push-ups again. I go to the other side of the truck, and I do the same thing all the way back down, right? That's kind of how I'm having to figure out a way that I can be healthy and still be a trucker, because that's what I like it now. And it's the most unhealthiest profession there is. It's got to be. And I mean, it is for me anyway, or was. I got it
Yeah.
now. I think I got this under control now. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm adding in some working out and stuff now, but my week 3, man, scared me. I don't know exactly if it was like I said, man, I went to this thing balls to the wall, and that's what I meant by I don't think I would ever tell anybody else to do it the way I did it from the beginning. Maybe stop things slow, you know,
Hmm.
stop drinking sodas and then stop eating some sweets. And then, but I stopped sugar altogether. I stopped all carbs altogether, and I just threw my body for a loop, and it freaked out on me for a little bit, a few days. And um, but now it's kind of back acclimated. It's very acclimated again, and I'm feeling great, and I have from like 3 days after that little episode. And like, I checked my blood pressure earlier. It was like 117 over like 76 or something like that. And it was my heart rate was 72, 73. My heart rate's always used to always be like 119, 120, 130, just sitting there. Just wake up and check my blood pressure, and my heart rate's 120.
Hmm.
And so everything's leveling out, man. My blood work was perfect the last
Yeah.
time I went.
You check your blood work, your triglycerides and your HDLs and your LDLs, and how
Yeah,
did those look
yeah.
like?
My cholesterol was up. My cholesterol was a little high, but
Okay.
if it's
The
like
the the bad cholesterol or the good one?
um the LDL was up a little more than what my doctor likes. It was about 200,
Okay.
something like that. Not too. It wasn't skyrocket high,
Okay.
but yeah, it was high. It was up there. But other than that, everything else, my triglycerides looked good. All my other blood work, my kidney functioned, everything were great. They were actually very surprised. He was thinking that my blood work was going to be bad, and he's kind of surprised about this carnivore thing. Um,
Hmm.
so last week,
And,
week
and and
six,
you real quick, your HDL levels, did they go up?
yeah, yep,
Your good
they were
cholesterol?
up. Yeah, they're up. They were up to like 300, close to 300.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and so he was surprised about it. That's what he's like. He was freaking out. He don't know. He likes it. It's crazy, but
And let me
like
ask you this: like when you're, and that's good. I'm glad. And the reason why I was asking you about this is just so that everybody has like they kind of have a base to go from, right? Because it's
right.
like many people, they're like, okay, well, I would love to do carnivore, I would love to do keto, but what is my cholesterol going to look like? What's my triglycerides going to look like? What's it going
Right.
to do
Well,
to my blood pressure? What's it going to do to my heart rates? You
I
know?
listen to like a lot of these doctors, and like the old school theory on cholesterol is total different than like these new studies from like 2018 and up, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
some of
is.
these
It is.
some doctors really aren't really looking at cholesterol like they used to. And I'm watching this guy. I can't remember his name. He's a doctor. He came here from Pakistan, but he's been here for a while. And he's a cardiologist and has been a cardiologist for I want to say 15 years or something, 15 to 20 years, somewhere in there. And like, he really don't look at high cholesterol. He said that he's seen women that he done stints and stuff in, and they had low cholesterol, but their arteries are just horrible, right? And he thinks most of it comes from the hydrogenated oils and the refined sugars and bad preservatives and stuff like that we're eating, more than just having high cholesterol. Like if you have high cholesterol and all this other stuff, then yeah, it's a super bad problem. But if all your other blood work's phenomenal, but just your LDL's a little high, like maybe you might be okay, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Go ahead, Mitch.
I kind of and because maybe it might be a hidden thing and I might feel bad, or it might be bad, but I'm feeling so good that I think that if just my cholesterol and my LDL is a little high, I feel like, man, for the way I'm feeling, I'm pretty good,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
totally. And I mean, you have to listen to how your body feels as well.
Right.
And the thing is, like conventional medicine, they told us, from the 50s, 60s, hey, this is the food pyramid. You got to eat 100 servings of breads and pastas
Yeah.
and
Right.
cereals and, whatever, whatever. And so, people are eating all that. And then they're getting, the diabetes, and they're getting, like just sick and having
Right.
strokes and whatnot. And I mean, and it's silly, and a lot of those studies were done by some of those cereal companies, if you read the
Oh
history
yeah,
behind it. So,
exactly. And
I mean, there,
hydrogenated oil companies and all that, back when the Parquet came out with the little butter bucket that talked, and
I remember
I
that.
feel like I feel like real butter's way better than any of that stuff.
It
Right?
is,
I
it
mean,
is
yeah,
like we don't fool around with margin in my household.
right,
Like it's just real
right.
butter,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
We watched a thing me and my wife did several years back on Dr. Oz, and he was talking about the margarine and all that stuff, how it leads to or it's a big cause to Alzheimer's. And from that day forward, me and her stopped it. And we eat real butter, man. I mean, I eat, and this is no joke. Since I've been on this diet, I probably consume about a half a stick to a whole stick of butter a day,
Man.
and I'm dropping weight, man. Like I'm dropping a lot of weight. I only do that the days that I eat a lean steak. So if
Okay,
I eat a lean steak like a fillet or them round eye steaks, I have butter with it. But if I have a
gotcha.
ribeye, I just eat my ribeye like that. It's fatty enough. So
Yeah.
I
So,
that's what I do.
okay, so Mitch, you've been doing this for 6 weeks, and you started
Yep.
at about 310 pounds. Where are you at
310 pounds.
now?
The When I left my house Sunday, my wife did my inches, and I forgot my paper, man. I have a paper, and I can post it. I'll put a picture of it. And we've kept up with my inches lost from the end of my week one. And the end of my week one, I had some. I didn't see. I should have did it, but I didn't. I didn't measure myself before I started. I
Okay.
didn't do that. My first measurement starts at the end of week one. And there's a big change from week one to week two, from week two to week three, and they change all the way. And I'm up to, I don't, this is one thing that I don't know how to do. I've asked a few people and everybody's just like, you're doing it pretty right, I guess. But I don't know how to get total inches lost. Like this is what I've done. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but like I've lost a little over 2 inches off my neck. I've lost several inches off my arms, several inches off my waist, my gut, my chest, my thighs. And I just added all that up and I'm down about close to 23, 24 inches, you know.
Okay.
And I don't
Okay.
know if that's right. Is that the right way to do that? Or, how do you get your total inches lost? That's what I don't know.
There's a few different ways that people do it, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, your neck, shoulder, chest,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
abdomen,
Right.
your hips, your thigh, and calf. And you just measure one. So you pick one side. So let's say you choose the right side.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I've been doing both. I've been doing both. So when I say 20 inches lost or whatever, I think it was like what, 25 inches, 24. It was something like that total. And that's throughout my whole body. I just added everything up and I did do right thigh, right
Okay.
arm, left arm.
Okay.
And
Because the biggest thing I look for, um, uh, when I used to personal train clients, I used to, my biggest thing was how much are you losing on your waist,
Yeah.
and then body fat
I'm
percentage, and
probably I'm
then
probably like
also pounds.
5 to 6 inches down on my belly, but my waist, I'm probably about 3.5, 4 inches down off my waist. And I'm kicking. I'm probably, if I go home and weigh tonight, and I'll message you and let you know, I'm probably 270. When I left the house, I
Nice.
was about 273, and that was Sunday.
Wow.
And it's like every day I wake up, man, I can look down and I see a difference. Yeah, I'm probably going to have some loose skin at my belly because it's already loose where my belly was tight, right? So now it's a little loose and it's hanging a little bit, but I'm happy for it right now. And hopefully I tighten up some.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to gain some muscle, so I will.
yeah,
Cause
yeah.
I'm up to 100 push-ups a day, 100 sit-ups a day, 100 standing squats a day. I'm walking a lot. I'm jogging a lot. I jogged yesterday. I got a little story I'll tell you here in a little bit about me working out in the parking lots of these truck stops and the rest areas. It's like it's a movement, man. As soon as I do it, people look at me like I'm weird for a few minutes, and then more and more guys are looking at me like maybe that's what they need to be doing. And before I'm done, there's 6 or 7 other guys out there walking, push ups, sit ups. It's like a movement, man. It's pretty neat. I love
I love
it.
it. I
So
love it. I love it. So
yeah.
yeah, and we need to. Actually need to jump off of here in a minute or so. But like, I mean, that's very, very phenomenal. Your results, Mitchell. I mean, you've lost pretty much almost 40 pounds in
And I'm sure I've gained some too. I've gained a lot of muscle
muscle.
along with the 40-pound loss. That's
Yeah,
a pretty
yeah.
big difference.
Yeah, because I mean, it's possible that you lost 45, total pounds, and then you gained
Oh yeah,
5 pounds of
yeah,
muscle, maybe.
exactly. Right,
I
exactly.
mean, yeah, we won't know until you do your body fat percentage. But
Yeah,
I mean, that's phenomenal, Mitchell. And I mean, keep on doing what you're doing because you're. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". Okay, so
Yep.
what are you trying to get down to? What is your
Man,
goal
I
weight?
I would like to be around 225, man, somewhere around there. 225. I feel really, really good at 225. I'm a
You're gonna look
broad
like a
guy. I'm
yeah.
I'm a I'm a broader guy. I'm thick. I always was. I got broad shoulders and 225, 230. I look really good at that. And that's where I would like to be. Somewhere in there. In the
You're
in
gonna
the
look like an
end, not
NFL.
not
You're gonna look like an
yeah.
NFL running back. You're gonna head
That's
either
my
running
goal,
the
man.
ball.
That's my goal. A year from now, that's what I want you to say. Man, you look like a running back.
I love
Uh,
it. I love it.
yeah.
Well. So, um, here's what I want to do. As you
Before
know,
you get off, but before you get off, I mean, but before you do, I don't want to tell some of the changes I've had. Some
okay,
changes, like um, uh, like let me start off with this. Like I really don't have to wear deodorant anymore. It's kind of weird. Like my underarms after a hard workout, yeah, I still put it on every day. I do out of habit. And like if after a really, really, really intense workout, I might have a tight little small little odor, but nothing like before. Like I
okay,
wake up in the mornings, I don't have morning breath anymore. I never ever have like tartar buildup on my teeth. Yeah, I still get up and brush my teeth the same way, but like that, I never have gas anymore. Right. So I've tried adding in a couple little vegetables. I tried broccoli. I love broccoli. I'm a broccoli freak, but I don't think I'm going to eat broccoli no more because I had a handful of it and immediately I had a bad bloat. Like I can eat 3 big fat ribeye steaks and get up and go work out immediately. I have no bloat feeling at all off of meat. But I had some broccoli, bloating. I had some cabbage, I bloated. I ate a couple little pieces of corn, I bloated. Like so I had some asparagus, didn't bother me. Sweet potato doesn't bother me, so I'm going to keep them in. Blueberries, raspberries, I can eat them every now and then. I'm going to keep them in. Yogurt, I like that. And honey, I've been having about a tablespoon of honey every morning, and
Okay.
um, I feel good, man. And
That's
that's just
good.
kind of some of the weird changes, you know. That's some of the weird ones off the top of my head. I can. Oh, and I had a big skin tag under my arm, and I
Hmm.
had a big skin tag in between my legs, and they're almost gone. I don't know if it
Nice.
has anything to do with this or not. I did see a video where they said that skin tags have something to do with insulin resistance. You
Hmm.
know, I don't know if that's something you ever heard of or not, but I did hear that, and I don't know if that's why they're going away or what. But there's a lot of people that do this, and it helps their skin. So maybe something with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
just
They're
a
definitely
couple of the
correlated.
weird ones.
Yeah, they're definitely correlated. They're definitely
And
correlated. And
my hair is growing probably 2 or 3 times faster than it ever did. You
maybe I
know,
need to go on
like,
that.
man.
Maybe I need to go on that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's that my hair just grows better now. It's weird, man. It's some of the weird changes, and like I said, man, it's working super good for me now. I can't say that I'll never eat a lot of vegetables again. I did have a salad, and it just tore my stomach to hell. I don't know, because I introduced lettuce, tomatoes, and spinach all together, you know, and I probably should have done one at a time to see which one really messed me up. Because that's the whole thing is process of elimination. You add a few things in. If it messes you up, you don't eat it. If it don't mess you up, then you just keep it, right? And so
Exactly.
that's where I'm at with it.
Exactly.
That's it.
And I would say try the spinach because I know broccoli and cabbage. That's definitely two items that can cause gas.
Oh yeah,
In a lot of people.
yes,
So
yes. Oh yeah,
um,
and I'm one of them. I'm sure.
yeah. So okay. So yeah, you're doing good, Mitch. And what I'd like to do is, as you know, I have my 8 week online shred my body boot camp that I do with
Hmm.
folks, and I'm looking at potentially getting that up and running in a week or so, maybe. I have to look at a few things. I definitely would like for you to come on board for free,
I'll do it.
if you'd
I'll
like,
do it. Yes.
because I love your story. I love your attitude. I love your energy, and you're a warrior. Okay, so we're gonna jump off, but I want you to give everybody a quick word of advice before we jump off of here.
I think that if you do like and see, I mean, look at my pictures. I can't say don't go keto, because I think as long as you keep your body in a deficit, right, a calorie deficit, and you're eating pretty freaking good, I think you can get your goals, man. I mean, it's a start anyway, but if you do like what I'm doing, check it out. Check out Joe Rogan's take on it. Look up anybody, check out Carnivore Yogi on YouTube. She's a lady, and she's lost over 165 pounds. Listen to her story. Check it out. Don't push away carnivore. Check it out. You know what I mean? It's working, and if it's working for me, maybe it can work for you. You know, or somebody, anybody, and I love it. I like the keto type thing too. So I think just whatever works for you, just rock it. Right? That's
Rocket,
it.
rocket, rocket. So,
That's
and
it.
Mitch Santiago, he is definitely living proof that it works. And we're going to see him in another 6 months, and we're not going to be able to see him. He's going to be
There,
like just all
there
thin
you
and
go.
whatnot.
That's it. Everybody keep
So,
watching, because I'll be losing.
hey, I love it. I love it. The biggest loser. So, all
That's
right.
it.
So, so Mr. Mitchell, thank you and your lovely wife for taking some time and stopping and doing this interview.
Yes,
And we'll
sir.
get this posted in the Facebook group later. You guys and ladies that are watching this, you guys take action. Okay, get your health in check, because it's not just you. You have family, you have loved ones, and you want to be around for them. Okay, so you have to make
Exactly.
sure that you are serious about your health. It's not just for aesthetic reasons why you want to get trim, but it's for health reasons. All right. So take action, you guys. Do it the smart way. Have somebody hold you accountable, and let's do it. All right.
That's it.
So,
That's it.
all right. Thank you, Mitch. And we
Yes,
will see
sir.
y'all
Everybody
later.
be good.